Hello. I'm sorry, guys. My internet. I was watching the router, and it was like, and I couldn't read your comments, so that's why I had to disconnect. I have my data anyway, but I was like, oh, when I couldn't read the comments, I was like, oh, they are talking about something, and I'm not reading it. So, oh, now I get it, Samara. Now I get what she was saying. Yes, sorry. Now I get what Samara was saying because she was like, "Oh, I don't want to watch. I don't want to watch it because that person is there." But I was like, "But why? What?" And I always get confused. I was like, "But what is she like? What?" Because they have, to be honest, they have so many movies. They have there's a series of 10 episodes, I believe. So I was like, but maybe I don't want to watch like the whole, because it's a lot. And honestly, I know it's about like schools like fighting for the ground or for the domination of the territory, something like that. So I was like, it's an action movie, so I kind of like it. I think that it's very like, I don't like action movies that much. Like um but Japanese ones are funny because it's if it's based on a manga or an animation, somehow the characters are really like funny, and they have their color. They have their you know it's not like the Hollywood movies that it's all about flying cars and stuff. Actually, Asian productions have a lot of quality. But yeah, it's about groups fighting each other. So I was like, I'm not going to watch all from the beginning. Like I wanted, and there was someone in TikTok that actually I asked in their videos. I asked, okay, like I know that Utah is going to be participating like in the movie. So I want to watch one, or where can I start from to know actually like the context about where Utah's character is going to appear, to somehow understand where he comes from and stuff. And this person was like, okay, you maybe should watch like the 2019 movie. And if I wanted, I could actually watch like the high and low, the swords, swords, something about swords. That it's the one with the 10. Uh, so, but yeah, I'm doing that. Just that I don't understand, guys. Like, I don't. I mean, I can understand, but actually, I was like, how did that guy do to go to Japan for a few? I don't know if it was weeks, but I don't think it was that long period of time to actually go visit his family. Like, yes, take some pictures here and there of him going to cafes and meeting some fans, and also filming a movie. Like, it's amazing. Like, I don't know how he managed his time. Poor guy, I'm sure he must be exhausted because it seems like, everything was done very fast, and Oops, everything okay now? Yes. Yes, I'm back, I'm back. Yes, I have my data on just in case. Yes. Do you saw them? I don't see the future, actually. I don't see the future. Um, no, I think from what I remember, because I read for Big Bang for quite a while, a long time ago, um, I don't know. I don't think for now, like probably like the 6 months, 3 months from now, I don't see a concert. I don't see a concert. Yes, and it's not because they do not want to. It's because they are very independent guys. They have a lot of things to do. They have a lot of things to do, to take care of. Hello, Rim. They have a lot of things to do. So it's not, it's not because of they are not like they don't want to. Actually, I think that they do want to, but it would be like too rushed to do everything now. I think that it would be too rushed, and I think that they are very mature guys. They are men. They are men. They have their own personal circumstances, so actually, I don't know. Uh, but we should be patient, because this is something that I think about Big Bang energy, that I think that they are the kings of their own life, not just the famous part, their own life. So whatever they decide to do, they are going to try to do their best. This is why I think that I don't want to say that there will be no concerts, because they are visionaries. So one day they could be like surprise the fans and surprise a lot of people and be like, okay, we are announcing a tour, or we are giving like a concert, or we are doing like a reunion here, a reunion. There's something about Big Bang keep like breaking boundaries. Like this is why I don't want to like I don't see it right now for the moment being, but they could eventually, like decide to take very risky and very very wild decisions, you know. But definitely it's up to them. They all have their lives, they all have their priorities. So yes, they might surprise. That's why, like I said, I don't see the future. I mean, the future of the band, especially when you think about a band, a group that it's so like um it's so big. You cannot just be like, oh yes, you cannot determine nor put a label on their energy. They are expanding all day long. Just because you don't see them like doing a regular comeback like all the groups, it doesn't mean that they are not working. So yes. Hey Vanessa, you have favorite my ex album? My favorite was Wildfire. Um, I actually like the last one, that it was the first one that I listened to, except the solo the solo projects. I like the title, and also I like all the songs. Like when I listened to it, I was like, someone was right when they said that there's no like skipped one. So all of them, I played them and I was like, oh my God, this is so good. And but I love MVs as well. So all the songs that has MV, I am a sucker for the MVs, because I am a visual person. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. That reminds me, I have to listen the rest of Shape of Love. It's great. I'm very proud of them actually. I don't know them that much, but I'm like, oh, this is great. See, this is why when people ask me to read for them, to pull a card for them, everyone was so like, like, oh, okay, like, what's going on with them, they are working. Guys, they are a group that I think that I don't get that many groups to feel that energy of like, they just keep going. They just keep, they don't hide in the shadows. And even if they are asked to be like in a sort of rest period, they will let the fans know what they're doing, because that's the kind of group they are. They are very on the exterior, like they don't hide. It's just that um, they have a lot of things that they want to do. They are not like mourning, like, okay, like, oh, if we don't have this member, or if this member is gone. They take the opportunities as, and they are so charismatic that they take, okay, do we have to go to a radio show? We will go. Do we have to go to a photo shoot here? We will go. There's this very hardworking energy of like, okay, if they want us, we will be there. Something like that. Where, for example, you have other groups that sometimes they are very picky about, oh no, I don't want my artist to go here. I don't want my artist to participate in here. Oh no, I don't. And they are like, okay, bring it on. What do we have to do? Do we have to be there? What do I have to do? Like, okay, do I have to smile to the camera? I will do it. They are very comfortable in their skin as artists. They are a bit more relaxed, and at the same time, they are very close to each other. Definitely, they are very close to each other. They really are. I wouldn't say they are a family, because I don't like, when people put this label on the groups like, oh, they are family, they are brothers. Like, they have their own families and brothers. It's just that they work together. They have to have a good dynamic, of course. They have to, you know, like somehow reach an understanding of each other's natures, because they have to work together. So they have to somehow be patient with each other. But to call someone a family, it's like a role that these K-pop idols are not orphans. They have friends, they have family, they have people around them besides the members. But in the case of Monsta X, I feel like they genuinely like each other. That they like each other because they are different from each other. There's no mob mentality in their group. You know, it's like, okay, yes, we are different, but, or you are the crazy one, but I love you. You know, I accept you anyways. So, yeah, I love that. Actually, I haven't like felt that energy in quite a while in a group, and but they do have it. They do have it. They are not afraid. They are not afraid. They're not afraid of anything. They went through it all. It's like, you don't want me in your show, okay, whatever. I will go and find another place where they want me. Like, they dealt with rejection, so they don't feel pressure to, if you don't like me, fine, I will go where someone wants me. You know, like, and it will be fun, and it will be like an adventure. You know, so yes. I sense that. I have listened to songs. Mm. But you know, the other day I was thinking about that. I was like, I want, I want to see, I want to see a video, not a video. I want to see, like, you know how the groups always have this like reality show, you know, just like BTS has in the soup. I know that all the groups have it. It's just that they are called very differently. It depends on the group. So I wanted to watch something like that for Monster X, and I don't know what is it called. So if you know, if you are a Monbebe, and if you know, if you can recommend me like a sort of reality where I can watch them, because those shows also help me like somehow like understand a bit about how their body language, you know, and everything, because I don't trust the fans' edit, to be honest. You know, we were talking about Ray. That's how it's called, Monster X Ray. Yeah, that's why the other day I tried. Okay, yes. Yes, exactly. Yes, I wanted to watch, and I was like, okay, like, I want to know where this is from, because I watched a few clips on, like, on, you know, the one that actually I was laughing so hard, and actually, like, I was laughing at all the groups that went there. I don't know if you watch it as well. Is The Boys participated on it, and TXT also participated on it, and I think that Stray Kids as well. Is this show? Ah, okay. Monster. Okay, Monster X-Ray. It's not on their YouTube channel. Okay. Um, is this show? Ah, okay. Is this show that I don't know what it's called because the title is in Korean. But is this show where are yes, Helio. Yes, Helio. Yes. High five, Helio. Um, okay. Is these two ladies that I believe that one of them appears on Hello Counselor. She's very known. Is And the other one is a comedian as well. there's these two ladies that they are in this house, but they cook for the groups. They cook a huge amount of food to feed the idols. And they look so happy eating all those things. Like, I just watch it first because I was like, oh my god, this food looks delicious. First of all. But second, um, I watched. I think I watched. Monster X one was, and I watched theirs without even knowing much about the group, and I was laughing so much. You're talking about K-Bob Star, the show ended. Oh, I don't remember how it's called, but there's these two ladies that they are like in this sort of cabin in the woods. Like, it's not a cabin, but it's like a very traditional Korean house. It's not like they are in a apartment or something like that. No, they cook on the outside of the house. That is a very traditional Korean house, and they have this huge, like, uh, pans, and they have a lot of food, and the idols just like put their gloves on and they start eating, and I watched a lot of them. I loved, yes, and it did break my heart because a lot of them, actually, I noticed in different episodes that a lot of them mentioned that they didn't eat the whole day because they knew they would go to the show. And even though you are like, oh, like, yes, you're obviously, we are seeing them eat, so it's somehow, it's like reassuring, you're like, okay, he's eating everything that he didn't, the food that he didn't have during the day. But at the same time, it's so unfair. Like, I understand that you are like, okay, I don't know, I had breakfast and I skipped a meal because I know that maybe for dinner when they are filming, I'm going to have a very, I have to prepare my stomach. I understand that. But, when they say I didn't eat all day because I knew I was coming here, I felt so like, oh my God, guys. Like, I know it's their job. I know it's their job and everyone does it. But I don't know. I just felt so like, oh my God, like, why? You know? But it was satisfying to watch them eat that amount of, and also them enjoying and anticipating the process of actually like being served, being served. Uh-huh, yes. They did. They looked really happy eating. Kihyun eats one meal a day during comebacks. I swear he breaks my heart when he says, yes, it's that. They say it so casually that I think that maybe in their culture, to say that you didn't eat all day and that you are finally eating is like that I should congratulate you. And actually I feel very weird about it, because but it definitely has to do with probably the value that they also give the food in their society. Because I heard like stories about the story of South Korea, actually, that it wasn't that long time ago that actually they went through periods where they didn't have food. Because I think that Korea, the country, the nation, actually is not that abundant when it comes to resources, especially like, meat and all those things that for me in our country, in Latin America in general, we are very abundant about resources, about food, so this is why we have a lot of cows. We do have different kinds of meat, different kinds of, we're always eating meat because We have a lot here, and also, well, vegetables and other things. But I think that maybe that's the reason why they value food so much, and somehow maybe for them to be restricted. I know it's also about dieting. I know it's about going on a diet, and because of their profession. But there's something about them like really cherishing food. Like not being all the time. This is why they drink coffee all the time. Like I don't know how they do it to drink iced coffee all day long. Like I would be, that would make me even more hungry, like hungrier, because you would be like, it's as if I was drinking mate all day. Like I would get hungry eventually. I eat only one meal a day. It's called, yes, intermittent fast eating. My a nutritionist actually, they told me I should do that because since the pandemic I started gaining a lot of weight, but I have thyroid, and also because I had been working from home, so my whole like routine has changed. And yes, since you are working from home or you are at home, you do eat more, and you don't feed yourself like properly. You eat every time, every chance you get, you go and get something out of the fridge, and or you order food, so it's not healthy. And I should try to do that as well. I will try to do that when I change my job, when I have to go to this new place. I see if I can do that. Like actually, to have like a good meal, to prepare a good nutrition meal, to eat well like once a day, and then yes, I will have like fruits or something like that, because that's one thing that I noticed. When I was working very long hours, I actually like um, I remember I used to have like a container of food that it was like this small, this small, and this is what my I don't know, my lunch would be. So, and I wasn't hungry because I was busy. So I think that also has to do when you have a very chaotic um, like routine. Sometimes you eat when you can while you can, and it's not that big of a deal. I think that maybe since we are, because of the pandemic, we were stuck at home, we started like, and also to cope with uncertainty and with fears and anxiety, a lot of things that we went through these 2 years. So probably makes sense that yes, we were watching something and we would eat. Yeah, it's like a discipline too, eating whole and organic food. Yes, I noticed that about me. Like, I think that if I did like, because I don't think I eat too much, but honestly, it's about the sedentary life. It's about like being at home, that you get too comfortable, that you don't realize it, but yes, you start gaining weight because of that. Yeah, like if people have nothing else to do, they just eat out of, yes, of boredom. Exactly. Exactly. And I think that this also happened, during the pandemic, that we would watch videos of different recipes. For example, that's why, I noticed that this is something that it had to do with the pandemic, because I would order like ramen, because I would watch, yes, a lot of like the idols content of them eating ramen, and I would be like, oh, I want to try ramen as well. So I remember during, especially in winter, on winter here, I ordered online the first time in my life actually that I had ramen, because here we don't eat that. I didn't know, but I ordered it online and I had one, and I swear it was so spicy. And it was the meat one, not the spicy one. It was the meat one. The I remember that the brand was Jean, the yellow one, the one with the yellow bag. And I swear that I ate it. I took the full spoon, like I wanted to eat it, so and I was like, and then it burned my mouth because I'm not used to eat spicy food, and that's not even spicy. That was my first experience with ramen. But yes, I had that experience because of watching other people eat ramen. Because actually, like, yes, it's addictive. Yes. Actually, I have noodles at my house. Like, and I don't know, but I wanted to eat ramen. So that's the thing that I think, and I think that once I bought soju as well. So because I wanted to try it, I saw that a lot of people were drinking it. So us, the pandemic, the lockdown, the restrictions, not being able to go to work, not being able to to take a public transportation, or just going around the corner to buy groceries and that's it, or ordering food online. That's something that we didn't have like years before the pandemic. Yes, we could have those things like once a month or once a week. But since the pandemic, that became like mandatory, and it was a way of also dealing with a lot of mixed emotions about what was going on and actually not knowing what was going on. Oh, yes, I know, Spirit. I can't handle spice either, and we are known for spice. Korean food is so salty and wipes your stress. They are like, "Puff, don't be stressed anymore. It's spicy." Yes, I love it. And I love when they grill the pork. Is it pork or jam? When they grill it in their yeah. I just there's something that I still cannot like um um process well. It's sweet food. I remember the one time I went to the Chinatown here in Buenos Aires. Hello, Estilia. I went to Chinatown here in Buenos Aires and I bought like it looked like meat, and it was meat with some sauce on it. And I swear that I took a bite because I was really hungry, and I was like, oh yes, meat, and I was like, oh, okay. I put it on my mouth, and I swear I had to spit it out because it was sweet, and I was my taste was so disappointed that I couldn't swallow it. I couldn't eat it because I was like, why is meat sweet? I swear I'm not good at those cultural exchanges. I'm not that open-minded, I guess. I mean, if you serve me meat, please let it be salty, not sweet. I don't like sweet food. Like, no. Yes. But for me, it was very like confusing also, and a bit traumatic, to be honest, a bit traumatic because I was looking at it like, oh yes, this is meat, , and the sauce on it, it looked like the regular sauce, like oh yes, maybe it could be spicier or maybe it could be, but salty. And when I put it on my mouth and it was sweet, I was like, I swear I wanted to spit it out. I didn't spit it out, but I didn't swallow it either because it was a shock for my mouth. Like I didn't understand. And I remember that my friend was laughing at me because she was like, "Yes, it's sweet. So what?" But for me, it was a shock. Like I didn't understand, and I didn't like it. I just couldn't. I just couldn't. I don't know if I'm programmed like that, or I don't know, because I know that there are people that just like they just adapt. They're like, oh, okay, this is sweet. But for me, it was a shock because I don't know. I expected it to be salty. Like I saw it and I was like, oh yes, this is I'm going to eat this. But then when I put my mouth, I was, no. Yeah, but that's one thing that my friend actually told me, that I am not very open minded about food, or that I don't have much experience, culinary experience, because actually, like, yes, it's different. So what? It's food. But I don't know, maybe I'm very picky, about that, or I should like go to more Asian restaurants to somehow taste different dishes. You know, I don't even like sushi. I don't even like sushi, and I love rice. Um, but I don't know. I don't like to eat like raw fish. I don't know, like, but it's because of lack of experience. Actually, it's because of lack of experience. Yes, see that I should try go to an Indian restaurant. Yes, definitely. But it's just that yes, I'm very picky. Yes, I understand. I'm very picky. I'm very picky. And I remember not sushi, but I understand the state of raw food. Yeah, but it's just a perception. It's just a perception. It's more like with the mind. That's one thing that I remember my mom would always tell me, because well, she was raised in another country in Latin America, but in another country, and she was like, she would always like reprehend me. She was like, you always eat with your eyes. She would always reprehend me like that. Why was I so like so picky about food? She was always like, she would always have to force me to eat something, and she was like, you always eat with your eyes. You say that you don't like something because you don't like the way it looks, but you haven't even tried it. And that's reality actually. Yes, I do like judge food because of the way it looks, so uh, that this is something that is very only child thing. Yes, it's just that that's the thing. I think that the ability to enjoy food is the ability to be able to eat different kinds of dishes. Variety, exactly. Variety. But oh well, I think that it makes sense in my case. In my case, because since I cannot eat like uh, dairy food because I'm allergic to dairy food, like cheese, milk, cream, um, nothing of that sort. That's why I'm very suspicious when I watch a dish. because almost everything has like cream or butter, or some of them do put the milk. So, that's why probably I was always very hesitant to try new dishes, because I'm always like wondering, like, wow, what did they put in the recipe? Is it cheese? Does it has cheese? So maybe that's the reason. Like I'm very like on guard about that. What is it in the recipe? You know. Guys, go and no, go, not go. I will go because I have to reach my book. Um, do you want to start thinking about questions to ask the tarot? Because I'm going to do the questions and wrap up really soon. Then in the great dancer circus show where he's judged. I'm shy to ask. Could you put? Ah, okay, yes, Liam. 10 currents energy. Juno. Yeah, we were talking so much. Oh, Icon. I have to read for Icon. They're having a comeback, right? I have to read for Icon. I should like start reading for um okay, Wavy, Onyu. Mimi. Yeah. Did you see that? I don't know if this is true, but did you notice? I don't understand much because I'm confused about Blackpink, honestly. But what's the current situation with their comeback? Because I think I saw somewhere that YG came out to actually confirm that the rumors of a comeback for Blackpink were false. SM going to be acquired by any company. SM, SM acquisition. I just saw a title of no, don't panic, spirit. I saw the title on this one of these random YouTube channels that they they exaggerate the title. So don't take it as official. I just saw it and I wanted to know if someone knows what's going on. Okay, guys. We're going to be over here because there's a lot of questions already. So I'm close. Oh, I know that Karma, I don't know if Karma is here. Karma is not here, but I promised to pull a card for her as well. So I'm going to do that first in case she watches the replay. Okay? She asked me the other day. Am I the only one, guys? Am I the only one that noticed? Have you watched the new trailer of Les Seraphim? Have you watched the new teaser? I watched the new teaser of Les Seraphim and it gave me a sort of like deja vu, like not deja vu, but you know, first the names. You know that the news of the not the news, the names. You know, people are like making jokes that you know that it looks like a perfume, the brand of a perfume, and there's something about these girls actually looking like models. You know, like especially from the teasers. Yes, there's music and stuff, but they do give off the vibe of models. So I'm like, oh, I'm like, they took the concept of, you know, Blackpink being this sort of like fashion ambassadors. And they somehow like took that and also made like they mold somehow they made like a better version of modeling projects being singers, you know? So I was like, oh. Because, you know, like, there's a lot of, especially I saw a lot of advertisements of brands that not only, yeah, not only K-pop idols. I mean, like K-pop idols do participate promoting brands. You know, clothing brands, soju brands. I don't know, clothing store. And I was like, okay, I get it. But what they want to achieve is actually having their idols being these sort of like potential ambassadors of very luxurious brands. This is why their idols are very tall or are very thin or are very like they could potentially be models as well, you know. So is this part of, okay, I'm bringing you music, I'm bringing you talent, but I'm also bringing you the potential that my idol or my group could also be ambassadors of very important brands. It's like they can like expand their, it's not about being beautiful, it's about having the potential that your image can, that they can, that not only being just singers in a group, also being promoters or to promote certain luxury brands. So for you to be a promoter of a brand, of course you have to have image. So there's this sense of like, I'm the whole package. You know, like these girls are the whole package. Like, yes, they can do great in the group and also like, but they are all visuals. So I think that they're also like, oh, just in case you want to use our visuals or our potential visuals, like we have, you know, we have, you can choose, you know, so that's very smart actually. That's very smart. Because, you know, like back then, when when you know, a lot of people would be like, oh yes, because this company only, for example, in the case of SM, you know, you know, and everyone were like, oh, we know the trainees of SM, that they all have to be good looking, or they all have to be tall, or they all have to be this certain beauty, you know, beauty standard. They do have to have a sort of look. And they were like, oh, because SM trainees are like this. And actually, if you pay attention, now with this new girl group that actually is like, you know, like a whole new beginning for Hive to have a girl group again. Um, and they have this very traditional, good looking, beautiful, stylish, you know, very, like they are much more than just pretty idols. You know, they have much more potential. You know, so it's also about having visuals in your group. It's not only an SM thing. Más ganancias para las compañías con las campañas publicitarias. Mm-hmm. More earnings, exactly. More earnings and more publicity. More opportunities to use the idol's image to sell something else besides to make K-pop stylish. You know, like, yes, we know that K-pop idols have the influence to actually sell things, but it's not the same to be like, oh yes, my group promotes, I don't know, skincare, or promotes, I don't know, like what is it this called, this chicken brand that they promote this food or this ramen. You know, it's not the same as, oh, you know, my idols promote this or are the ambassadors of this luxury brand. Because actually that's something that I think that only models and maybe some actors that had been modeling before can do. At least SM doesn't forget skills and talent. Yes, SM has the best vocalist for me. The best vocalist. But you know, that's why I'm saying there's a reason why, you know, they probably focus a lot on their potential trainees to also have a sort of height, you know, a sort of height, a sort of like feature, you know, because it's not for all the members to have this quality. But I think that it's very necessary to have very tall and slim, like kind of looking like model in your team. Because if you need to promote a brand, you will put them, you know. And also the boys, in the boys, they do that. They are all visuals in the boys, according to my opinion. But you have the ones that are the shortest, and you have the tallest of the group, that they are actually the visuals. Yes. And they are good looking. They are good looking. It's just that, yes. I mean, I'm sorry, but if I see, like I always say, if I see a pretty face, I'm not so much about the body. But I do love my idols to be pretty face. Like, you know, of course, then I can fall in love and actually be like, oh, his personality is so cute, or actually I like this idol because he's really funny. But honestly, for me, is about his face. If that idol has a beautiful face, especially beautiful eyes, for me it's like, for me as a person, I'm like, I'm sold. You know, I'm not going to lie and be like, oh no, I just love him because of his talent. No, I love him because of his pretty face. Just like the example of like, you know, like people that love idols with abs. for me, I don't care if my bias has abs or not. Like, I'm not looking forward to see if he has abs or not, or if he has like a built body. Of course, it calls your attention, but there are some fans that they do love their idols to be muscular, to be built, to be sporty. I don't know. For me, it's more about the face, what they can do with the face, with the gaze. They seduce me with that. I stand BTS for 2 weeks till I find out about the quality, since I cannot get into other groups. Yes, Minov, Janet, a beautiful Bishop, great actor, singer, performer. Have you heard Heartbreak? Yes. I personally like more manly, handsome mess. That flower boy looks, but most girls my age are not into it. Yes. Sometimes I feel really out of the trends. Yes, and also masculinity. Yes, also masculinity. Yes, for me too. The flower boy, no, 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 no. I do love them to have some spiciness in their character. That's something that I really like. Also, when I but it's just like life, like what I find attractive might not be attractive for you, but I do notice that I do prefer my biases to have some kind of attitude, like not like, oh yes, I'm pretty, I know I am the favorite one, I'm the chosen one, like I am the visual of the group. And also, to be honest, I think that is it's not fair to have one visual in a group. I think that they should try to have a lot of visuals in the group. So it's not like too much pressure on someone to be the visual of the group. I think that a lot of them should have their popularity moment, not just one. I got to be odd. All but one of my biases refuses refuse to show ups. Who is your bias? Who is that bias user 13? For the male. See, Helio. Yes, you like the feminine ones, the ones that are softer. Yes, there are a lot of people that do love the feminine, the one that is very feminine, very sensitive, very in touch with their emotions, that can transmit emotions also to you. God7 and Monster X. Oh, God7, the beautiful man. Beautiful man. It's just that this is something about, probably like I was mentioning earlier about Monster X. Monster X and God7. They are these guys, to be honest, of the third generation. Of course, let's not talk about EXO, because yes, EXO too. But for me, Monster X and God7, they grew older. They are older. They are more mature, but that maturity looks great on them. I don't know if it's because it matches their concept. So somehow you don't have a stylist like trying to put them on this pastel clothing, or this making them wear these barrettes or these very, pink color clothes. Like I just love God7 and Monster X outfits, especially during the, I think that it was 2019, the last award season, that they were dressed like very fine men. Like men, really, like exuding the strong bodies, their strong jaw. They're not, because sometimes they even do that to some idols. It seems like they put baby powder on their faces to make them look younger. And actually, it's like, come on, this guy is almost 30. Like, I understand that you love cute concepts and you love this forever young vision, but I in the case of God7 and Monster X, they are the only groups that I watch and I'm like, oh, they are dressed accordingly to their age, to their level of but maybe it's because it matches their concept, to be honest. I think that probably because they always been like this, they always been like dark and mysterious, but also very passionate with their style, so when I see them wearing black, for example, or wearing, I don't know, like, like tight clothes and stuff, I'm like, yeah, I love it, because it suits their personality as well. Baby powder. I'm sorry, I didn't know how to. She knows how to pose again. Ki, Dio, Sungyeon, and Mr. Abs. It's Sung. Ki and Dio. Oh yes, yes. You go for the attitude, the voice, and the humor. Yes, exactly, exactly. It's just that I think that it's necessary actually to do that. You know, it's necessary. Um, because if we all were like, that's something that I don't know, this is me in real life as well, and I always been like this. For example, like I have eyes like everyone, so but if I see that this member has like all the eyes, the favorite member or the most popular member in a group, I genuinely start like choosing someone else, despite of originally liking that popular member. But once I notice that everyone is after that member, I just switch. I'm like, no, I don't like that. So maybe yes, I go for the funny one, for the most savage, the one with the attitude, the one, because I don't like the one that everyone likes. I don't know why. I'm like that. Yes, I love it. Sarsim and yes. What happened? Ah, yes. They used to dress Taemin to emphasize his feminine features. Then he took control of his image as an adult. Yes, yes. You does use baby powder. Ah, yes. And even though they wear makeup, that they're men of their ages. I love that. YB has an opposite issue. The concept seems like too mature for the. Yes, yes. Yes, yes, Rim. YB seems like they wanted to do like an NCT Dream version of Very Sexy, and yes, because I don't know, like their songs are very like, and they are young. Yes, yes. Mm. Shiny debuted targeting Nunas as younger boyfriend, so that was the image. I'm glad I finally yes. Yes, targeting Nunas. Well, it's just that it's a success to target Nunas. It's success. Oh no, Nuna no moyepo. It's like the first, like entering, yeah. Oh yes, the Nunas have not us, of course, not me. I don't include myself. Like, I barely have to feed my cats. But if I was rich, if I was a Nuna with money, Like I would buy all the albums to go to a fan sign, even just to say hi for 1 minute. Like I would be happy. I would be happy to do that. 30, 40-year-old fan because of the, yes. It's just that when I, yes. I listen when Monster X got so many girls from when I got for months. Yes. Um, yeah. It's just that when I listened to Love Talk for the first time, Wavy Love Talk, that I discovered this song like 3 months ago, and I was like, okay, this looks, I love the sound. And when they start talking, I was like, what are they talking about? Are they singing about what I think they're singing about? I was like, I was like, am I supposed to be listening to this? What is this? Like, is this not well translated? Like, what's going on? Is this some weird fanfic thing? No, it was real. I was like, oh, I felt so like uncomfortable a bit. I was like, are K-pop groups allowed to talk about this? Like, oh my God. Yes, Luna Love is encouraged of tears came to my eyes when I read Shawo's comment that she heard replay and became a new oh my. Love talk. This is gonna be us in a few years. I was like, I swear. And then I put it on repeat all day, like, because the sound is very addictive as well. So I was like, okay, if this is not a misunderstanding, I will enjoy the song. Like, I'm happy, yes, they're singing about that. But I was a bit concerned because I was like, do these guys know what they're saying in the song? Like, because, oh, yes, I noticed a bit. And I was like, okay. But, but because with Monsta X, I feel comfortable because I'm like, okay, yes, they've been around. I'm obviously older than them. But I'm like, okay, I love it that they're talking about this. Because somehow I think that it's okay that they have like a spicier, like songs. I listen to The Weeknd. I love The Weeknd. And we know that The Weeknd talks about sex all the time. But at the same time, I'm like, is this okay that these guys are talking about this? I don't know. I just worry about the others. I don't know. Oh, the Whiplash. Yes, I listened to it and I was like, oh my God. I was like, that's why I was like, why did I sleep? Why did I miss NCT 127 for so long? Like, I should have been an NCTzen for a while now. Why am I so late for things? This was one of the things that I actually, like, I'm really happy about reading Tarot for all these new groups that you introduced me to, because I was like, oh, this is the kind of lyrics that I want to listen to. Lesbian. Yes, yes. Let us know you're happy, secretly married, and married Chinese. Yes. Their own lyrics, so it's a bit that. Yes, I love that when they write and you know that it's about them. Yeah, Yang Yang is too young to sing that particular. Yeah. Mm, yeah. Yeah. Especially when I watched the live performance of Love Talk. And you know that the MV is, yes, it's very sexy, it's very charming, of course, that it's very well made. But when I watched the live performance, I was like, first of all, the choreography was a bit like too rushed for me with the mood of the song. And all they were so worried about, being good at the choreography, that I think that they didn't express what the song was saying. I don't. At first, I was like, "Is this the right video?" I swear, I thought that it was not right. because it didn't match. You know, like the choreography didn't match with the smoothness of the song and actually what the song titles. So yeah, it was a bit weird actually. Oh my God. Oh no. Yes. Big Bang is like having a party. Mm. Big Bang is like having a party. Big Bang is like the kind of song that you listen to and you want to get up and dance. Yes. Their concert must be really fun. Yes, Hope. I swear I was shocked. I was like, when I heard, I like, I, I asked my army friend, she's a multi-stan, and I was like, I just watched Blood Talk. Why no one told me about this song? And she was like very casually, like, oh yes, my daughter loves that song. And I was like, but I never heard that song. I mean, I knew about YB, I knew his song, but I didn't know about Love Talk. Oh my, wow. Yeah, you should see their expression when Highway to Heaven's on lyrics were asked. I have to see that, Parvati. I have to see that. But I think that it's interesting. Oh, wow. Her daughter, her daughter is, I think, is 15. But I think that that's what we were saying. Like, that the song is really catchy, and she told me that her daughter would sing to that song all day long. Like it's really catchy. But probably, like we were mentioning, probably she doesn't know what it entitles, or probably, kids of today are really, they Google everything. But the song is really catchy. That's the thing that it happened to me. Like it was addictive. After I heard it, I won, and I understood what it was about, of course. But then I started listening, like, oh, this is a nice song. Wow, I love it. I love the MV. I love the MV. I was you were jamming to the song, and then eventually I was like, I put the subtitles on because I don't know why I needed the subtitles on, and I was like, what are they saying here? Like, are they? Is this for the international fans? Especially the part where they say, I don't understand what you're saying. I don't, but, let's go anyway. And I was like, well, Mingyu get a solo job like that. Huh? Yeah. Yes, yes, exactly, Spirit. I'm like, who you saying your rap was about your sister? But this is, we were talking about, younger idols being like, that the group is actually like orientated to the Nunas public. I think that's a bit weird when they are minors, especially. And even when they are just entering their 20s, you know. But do you realize, or did you notice how awkward sometimes it is for when the idols actually turn, for example, 25, 26, 27? And for example, I noticed this in their V lives. For example, they want to talk about something, or they probably are interacting with fans of their own age, and they get comfortable, or actually talking about, sexy concepts, apps, like appearance, attractiveness. Oh, I want to be this. I want you to love me. I want you to like me. Oh, do I look good in this? And then being a bit provocative or a bit like flirty. And all of a sudden, there comes out like a random question of like, oh, Opa, I was born, I don't know, in 2009, and I want to ask you to wish me luck on my first day at school, or something like that. And the idol stops, and they are like, all right, there's very young people in this life, this must be for an idol that had reached a level of maturity. For them also, I think that this is why for them maybe to somehow understand that there could be Nunas. Maybe for someone that is reaching their 30s to have an interaction with Nunas, it's a bit like more according to their age, because they know that they can tease a Nuna and that everything will be okay. But if you happen to remember that there are minors watching you, somehow if you want to, I don't know, if you want to talk about a specific subject, you have to restrict yourself a lot. Dio gets awkward and asks Fan to stop with the cute request. He says, I'm 13 now. Yes, because for them, since they are also, getting older, it's like going backwards, like I don't know what to tell you if you are 13. Like, what should I tell you? Like, and it's a bit confusing, because it's not the same as having a one-on-one conversation that having a chat full of people like requesting you, talking about your apps, someone talking about, I don't know, something about you that they find sexy, and then you have someone that is like, oh, please be cute, and you're like, oh my God. Samara, we want to forget. I forgot. I was like under the JP. Don't cheat on me when I'm away. He also had a young fan suddenly ask a question, and then he told her to go to sleep because he was late. See, it's like they also get carried away by the conversation, just like we are now. That we are talking about, the lyrics, and stuff. And it's like we are all like in the same level. We are all almost like very close to our age or experiences somehow. And we have like this sort of climate, we have this atmosphere of like, yes, you know what I'm talking about, and I don't need to say the word exactly, it. We all pay attention to the same things. So imagine if we have here like someone that is really young, like talking about like, oh, like, oh, I thought that movie was about ice cream, and we are like, for them it must be like, oh, like, because it's hard, and they cannot put a restriction to their chat or something like that. Shonu rejected us on the first day of his job. Oh, so he's good. Yeah, very, very moon in Capricorn. He said, I'm out of your league, don't. Oh my God. Can we use tarot to interpret abstract drawing? Why? Am I surprised that 10 posted it? No, because men literally made a song about Call Me Painted Naked. Oh. Ah, so cute. Take magnesium. I love it. I love it. I love it. Um, that's something. See, that's something. We were talking about when an idol is an adult, and actually he has to take care of his manners because there could be minors watching. Um, yeah, yes, yes, exactly, Spirit. Um, Remember the whole chaos that happened with JB when he was, I think he was doing a live in his bedroom, and there was behind him there was pictures of naked females, I guess, naked models, naked someone, and everyone were freaking out about that, and I think that to BTS it also happened that I think they were in a hotel room, that they were like in the living room, and in the background you can see the pictures of a couple kissing, like and they were like also showing some skin, so they had to cover that painting with pillows, and then the pillow would start falling over and would freak out, so um, so that's something that you are like, what's the big deal if they have naked people on their on a poster? I don't know. I mean, like, you know, that's something that for them it must be like really exhausted, to have. Maybe that's why sometimes when the groups are really new, they have managers with them, so maybe the managers and or the staff do arrange everything around them so it doesn't lead to confusion or misunderstandings about what they are having. People even being that noisy about trying to see what they have as a lock screen in their cell phones. Oh, whose picture is that? Oh, I think there's a picture of a female. Oh, and zooming in on the cell phone. They cannot even like tune their phones like this. Um, so yes, that's why for them it must be like very exhausting to have to positionate themselves and their energy in like trying to give a good service to the younger fans and to the Nunas and to the ones that are the same age as them. Mark was asking his fan about her boyfriend. Neos are noisy. Oh yes, the Neos are noisy as hell. They are like, okay, tell me. I'm your counselor here. Like, come on, I cannot have an exciting life. You are my exciting life. So tell me, what are you doing? Did you go on a date? Like, tell me about it. And you can definitely tell in their faces that they are really vested in the fans. Yes, they have to censor themselves all the time. Mark is weird. He whole asks somebody what would they do if he were to come through her bed. Yeah, but he loves to play with fire. He can act all innocent because actually, it's how you take the question. And he was like, oh, like I don't know, like I just asked a question. This NMIX member came under fire for having Shonu as her last screen. Oh, really? Oh, yeah, because they do even catch on that. You know, an idol cannot be with their phones like this, or they cannot. They even. I think that that's why the fans are very sneaky in the sense, because they're like, oh, we want you to show us your phone case, or so when you do this, you show it. Mark, the neos are something else. Yes, yes, you can definitely. The neos are definitely like this kind of, like this really boyfriend material, but in the sense of like really like a guy friend, like this body kind of, like, oh, tell me how was your day, and how, and they really pay attention. They really want to know. Oh, really? Oh, it was her own picture. Oh, yes. Yes, like, are you trying to pull out some inappropriate question? Mm-hmm, exactly. Yes, it's like the fortunes can be fans with other idols without assuming that they are dating them. And exactly also corroborating that they're really young. There's a huge age differences. Okay, guys, I'm going to start. Hola, Mariana. I'm going to start with the readings, so because I have to go. Um, okay, I'm going to pull a card for Karma. Maybe if she sees this, she knows that I pulled a card for her. Mark is very young and friendly. Reminder, he and Lucas are the same age, and this is how young majority of Wavy is. Yes, it's just that Mark is very extrovert. He's definitely going to show excitement to whatever you have to say. Like, definitely. He doesn't fake it. He's like that. And besides, he's a guy that he has different experiences. He knows how to communicate in different languages. He's very open-minded. He is in the industry, so he's used to dealing, like having time with people and even strangers. So for him to ask you a question, a personal question about you and how you're doing, actually is something that comes out naturally. Mm-hmm. Yes, it's just that I think that that's also a tactic, Sana Hurt. I think that when you are an introvert, it's better to ask the other person how they're feeling or what they are going through instead of them trying to get information out of you. So it's better for you to be like the one that asks the questions, so you don't want questions to be asked. Okay. Um, Hope, maybe we can, you know what you're asking, because I also want to know, because I'm also new with the Monster X. They recommended me actually, to watch the Monster X Ray series that I want to watch. But I think that maybe it would be great if some of you can post it on Discord, on the main chat, so we can look for it then, the links especially. You are on Discord, right, Hope? I think that you are on Discord. Okay. I'm going to begin with a card for Karma. Karma got the Queen of Wands. So definitely she is going to be in a sort of like a state in her life where she's going to take control, and she's going to need to concentrate and be the one in control. Probably feeling very like outgoing, very like, oh, very blunt, like, so yes, I think that she's going to get much into her power actually. Like, so this is great. this is great for her. If she does need inspiration to start something, I think that it's her moment to shine. Not really like waiting for someone to give her confirmation. No, to be her, like, in control of her own destiny. To be passionate, to be straightforward, to be a fighter, and to also to remember that she has experience. She does have experience, so she doesn't need, like someone to guide her. She can be the queen of her destiny as well. Okay, one card for Esliam. That Esliam asked me for one card. Guys, the requests are closed because we have a lot of questions already. So maybe for next time, or next Thursday, or next Sunday. And actually, this that I read for Karma is, she asked me this the last Sunday because she couldn't get her card. Esliam. Esliam, are you a she or a he, Esliam? Because I have the King of Cups here. So the King of Cups, it's more about like trusting your own intuition. This card, it's just like the one that Karma got. It's all about you guys also feeling comfortable with being in control of your life, not being a follower. More like being, more like being the leader of your life. But in this is a leader, the King of Cups is a leader that they have their own style of leadership, and this leadership is with emotions. So probably you have to like get in contact with your emotions, with what you're feeling, with what you want to do, like get in contact with with like like also being a master of your own emotions. Don't let the emotions control you. Let emotions do not take over you. Of course, accept them, because maybe there's something about your emotional nature that can guide you to be this king, to be this leader of your life. Probably you are also very good at understanding other people's emotions or other people's feelings, and you are very intuitive. So this is a resource in you that you, instead of seeing it as a sign of weakness or that you are too sensitive, use it for your advantage. You are very intuitive, you are very empathic, you have the possibilities to actually like inspire a lot of people with these traits of yours. And also probably this is going to be a time in your life where you have to pay attention to your emotional side. Yes, you have to pay attention to your emotional side, and you have to pay attention to what's going on with you inside. Do not repress how you feel. Do not repress, because actually your emotions has a lot of potential to teach you something, so don't ignore it. Don't like appreciate that you are this sensitive, and also appreciate the emotional people around you, because you probably have people that do care about you, and that they're probably too, or they are too clingy, or they are too emotional, and you're like, oh, I don't know if I like this. But actually they do have a lot to teach you. You're going to be in control, but first of all you have to master yourself. Okay, tense current energy. Are you a water sign, Esliam? Because maybe that's why you got the... Oh, you're a fire sign, but you must have like a moon in you must have a moon in water maybe. There's something about you that is very intuitive, very intuitive. Ten. Talking about intuitive. Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands for 10. So tens, how current energy 10 is? 10 is moving faster. 10 is feeling passionate. 10 is moving like he is really like excited and a bit in a rush. He is a bit in a rush. You know, he's a bit like, you know, like he's like, okay, I'm going to take the most out of this experience. Like he can be a bit wild, actually. You know, there's a bit of taking some risk, showing himself. Like he is really in his element, and he's feeling very passionate. He's feeling very passionate. You know, he's feeling like very brave, also. You know, very brave. He is very brave, actually. He's a very brave guy. So I think that you will definitely see like a wild side of him. He's like loosening up a bit. You know, like he is also like being more passionate, a bit more free, a bit more blunt. He's connecting with his passion, with his body. You know, not so much of being ethereal or being dreamy or being, you know, worried and overthinking about things. No, he's much more about actions, like movement. I'm moving my body. I'm moving like moving fast, very but you know, like because things are also coming to him. You know, he's probably surrounding himself with people that are also into, okay, let's make this happen for you. Let's make things happen for you. You know, like a lot of offers also for 10. So he's going to feel a bit overwhelmed actually by all the attention. You know, he probably should like, you know, stay calm and actually, you know, trying to keep into consideration that yeah, that he does have to go back to his company, or you know, because he's going to get a lot of interesting offerings. So there could be like a temptation for him to take an opportunity that yes could be beneficial for him, but I don't know how SM is going to feel about it, you know. But definitely there's a lot of eyes on them, a lot of people with money that want to promote him, a lot of fast news. Okay, Juno, TBSQ, Juno. Juno. Free of Cups. So Juno definitely, I think that is he still on tour, or are they already on tour, because he is celebrating. So you know, yeah. There's something about independency there, Rim. There's something about independency. It's like they they talk nice to him, they offer him a lot of things. So yes, I am a bit also concerned about him being on his own there, you know, because everything looks very very shiny and bright, you know, but I don't know, you know, when these opportunities, when they come so fast, sometimes you have to be a bit analytic, you know, about why do they want you so bad, you know, what are they up to. Hello, Eva. Well, Juno, with the Free of Cups, he is also celebrating something. You know, he is not so much work, more like going out and celebrate. But at the same time, we know what happened the last time he went out. No, TBSQ, Juno. We know what happened the last time he went out for drinks. in the public, you know. So he should be, you know, yes, celebrate, but just don't get too wasted, don't get too drunk, you know. Just like, yeah, like, pero esta semana ya juega Japón y yes, there's a lot of celebration, a lot of celebration. So, you know, I think that he is really happy. And this is about celebrating in groups, you know. This is not about him celebrating for himself. He's really happy. He's really happy. His energy is very bright. And I think that it is a it's like everyone is happy, you know, not just him. Everyone is happy. Everyone around him is happy. And this actually is very meaningful, because sometimes when you are successful, not the whole room feels the same excitement as you. Some people are tired, some people are frustrated, some people have carry bad energy with them. But in this case, the group of people that he's with, there's this sense of like, okay, let's celebrate. Let's celebrate because we're going to do great. Let's have fun. Let's laugh. Let's be silly together. There's a sense also of freedom. You know, probably if he is going to Japan, there's this sense of that probably there he can be himself. You know, like not so restricted like in Korea. Icon. Oh, well. Well, Icon got the card, but the same card as Karma, but in reverse. The Queen of Wands in reverse. So definitely for Icon, yes, they could be like, they could like actually have like recognition and actually like do great. Um, mm, Probably the fans are also very excited. There's a sense of everyone enjoying and having fun and celebrating. So it's important for them. It's important for them to be there. Icon. I think that there could be like a passionate beginning, like a passionate, you know, they definitely will take over the, you know, this comeback. But there's a sense of restriction because we have this card on, you know, it's not upwards, you know, so it's in reverse. So it means that probably, yes, they will be like, you know, they will do great. They still have, you know, the recognition and the trajectory. They are still the queens, you know, this is a queen, but yes, they still have like that power and that magnetism of their own history and of their past successes. But maybe this comeback is going to be a big block in the sense of them not getting the repercussion that they want to or the results that they want to, or actually like being promised something and not actually like being getting something that is not high quality. You know, I think that these guys are very ambitious. They could do better, but there's something like them not getting what they want. You know, like them getting something. Yes, they will definitely like. They are in the Queen of Wands energy. You know, they definitely are, you know, very strong artists. They have a lot of presence. Probably they don't need to talk too much or actually do a lot of entertainment kind of things because the fans know their value. They know they are good at what they do. They know the impact. Of the songs. But since it is like this, it means that probably they could get more recognition, but there will be something that it will be done or not done. You know, that it will hurt their pride a bit. You know, it will be like, oh, how come you didn't get this for us, for example? You know, so there's this sense of like, oh, we are, yeah, like we are really like we are queens. Like why? What is it with this treatment? You know, you should give us something more. You know, but I think that also here it's also about like not having much expectations anymore. I think that there's this sense of, since they are in their fronts, they know that this is the way the things are. You know, there's this sense of like, yes, I could be great, like you could promote me better, like I could shine brighter because I have the quality of a star, you know, I have the quality, I have my work, so I know that I'm good. But somehow you block my opportunities. You know, you give me this, but you take this away from me. So there's this sense of like, yes, I keep shining, I keep moving. Maybe it's because of the fans, actually, the fans and the public. But when it comes to management, they are always, it seems like they always get like, I don't know, not so favorable opportunities, you know, like, or they give them something, but they take something away. Okay, Onu. I'm getting a headache, guys, already. Onu. Onu, oh, this is the naked star. Well, the star card. The star card. Onyo definitely is going to shine very bright. I don't know if he's participating on a lot of like opportunities, but there's this sense of him shining really bright. Like definitely, I think that for Onyu, this is a moment in his life that actually he had been envisioning for a while. He feels very welcome. He feels very acknowledged. He feels seen. He feels like he is in the spotlight and that actually people are seeing him for his talent and for everything that he is. He's a star, you know, but I think that this is the first time in many years that actually he does feel like a star, you know, and he does feel like he is, like wherever he goes, it seems like he's very welcome, like people are really friendly, like they really like make him feel like a star, you know, and I think that this is something that probably for him is like, for him it took a while actually to see himself individually as an artist, individually as a star. You know, probably he always had this perception that all the others were the favorites or were the popular ones, and that he wasn't that appreciated, you know, or that he was like popular, but yes, not so much like, you know, that somehow the others stole the show somehow. So so yes, I think that he's going to have, you're going to see him a lot. You know, I don't know if he's promoting in different groups, in different activities, but you're going to see him on the spotlight a lot. Okay, Wavy. Oh, what a long list. Wavy. Wavy, another naked lady. Wavy, the world. So I think that Wavy actually like I think that Wavy is actually finishing a cycle. They are going to start a new one. They are going to start a new one. You know, I've been saying this for a while. I think that I read for Wavy for quite a while, and I think that they are closing a cycle. They are closing a cycle, and they're going to start over. So you will see, well, you will hear from them. Yes, it's just that maybe with the world card, what it's asking you is that you have patience until you see them like working together, because they probably are finishing a lot of individual, and they are literally all around the world, like in different parts of the world, or they have to travel a lot. So, you know, it's more about, you know, like, okay, when can we meet? When can we meet, or when can we like gather all the members? You know. So, but I definitely think that as soon as they finish their individual task, they will probably already like gather to work on something as a group. But it's going to be very refreshing. I think that it's going to be refreshing for them as well as a group, you know, to show something else, to show something new after everything that went down with Lucas and stuff, you know. But it's not just about Lucas, it's also about them also having other priorities. I think that the members do have busy schedules. They do have their things, you know, they do have um, their activities, you know, they do have it. So, you know, yes, it seems like it's like a period where they cannot meet, you know, where, for example, one lands in this country and the other one has to leave the other day, you know, the next day. So there's like, you know, they cannot meet. Hello, hello, Regina. Yes, they need a fresh start. They need a fresh start. Actually, we are wrapping things here because we had been here for a while, because this is the second part actually of the live, and we had been here for 3 hours already, and I have to go. But I'm like at the end of the live, I always pull cards, like I ask questions and I write them down. Of course, it's a limited amount of questions because I cannot read for everyone and everything in 20 minutes. But I always do it, like I try to leave it for the last hour of the live. But yes, at the beginning it's hola Marie, hello. I'm sad, I was watching you. Oh, it's okay, Regina. I always do like also lives on Thursdays and Sundays at 10 my time. But yes. Oh, okay, the partner. Yes, he's lovely. He's lovely. You should actually watch my recent lives. I think that it was the second or the third. We talked about Banchan. So yes, we talk about Banchan pretty much because we always talk about Libra. So I don't know why, but you know, yeah, we love Banchan as well. He's a great guy, a great guy. We always talk about him. He's a great guy. He's a great guy. His energy is really good. Yes, yes. Okay, Mimi. Yeah, very charming. He's very charming and polite. You know, he's always. Mimi. Mimi actually asked me about something about love energy in her life. Mimi, there's something here about if you want some circumstances of love, you know, love to come in your way, you need to be in communities, like in the sense that you need to start hanging out more with people. Like, I don't know how old are you, if you are able to, you know, to go out. I don't know how old are you. I love how proactive he is over his teammates. And he's not invasive, you know, he listens to them all, you know. Oh, I have to do it, Samara. Probably I will do it next week because I want to change subjects, you know. Probably I will do it, or tomorrow, you know. I will start doing the Mars in the bird charts. Yes, yes, because you know, I want to swift a bit, you know. Not so much, you know, the birthday season because it's getting a bit repetitive. At least for me, you know, I want to change. So, and I know that you love astrology. You all love it. So I'm going to read. I'm going to do that. Yes, I think that this is about if you want to meet your special person. If you want to meet Mimi, your special person, it could be at the gathering, you know, at a reunion, at a party, or I don't know, hanging out with friends, you know, and possibly your friends can help you as well. Like it could be, I don't know, someone's cousin or like, you know, but there could be like an opening in your love life in friends. Like, don't expect to meet that person like being by yourself. You know, you do need to be a bit more social, but also be surrounded by people that make you feel better, that you can enjoy with them. You know, because sometimes when I tell people, oh, you could meet them like at the gathering or the party, you know, they suddenly like start like having like wanting to go out and attending to all the parties, you know, to see if they will meet someone, and that's not the case. You definitely need to be in a right in a correct circle of friends. You know, someone. Yes, really some people that you connect with in an emotional level, that you think that you are like, oh, I like these people, like I can hang out with them, you know, and actually you will probably meet this person while you are celebrating something, you know, so probably this is also what is asking you, for you to celebrate a bit more, you know, celebrate yourself, like, you know, like allow yourself, allow others to see you as well, you know, not be so on the inside, you know, not be so di- like, you know, differentiate yourself, like you, if you socialize a bit more, you will meet this person. Tomorrow is, oh my, okay, the last question is SM acquisition is if SM is going to be acquired by any company. You know, it's funny, now that I'm leaving, everyone is joining. And when we were here like 3 hours ago, no one was here. Okay. Is SM going to be acquired by any company? Can't think of it. Uh-huh. 501s. Lot of competition. There are a lot of people interested. A lot of people interested, actually, and a lot of disagreement, to be honest. I mean, like, I think that they are not, they have a lot of offers. Yes, there are a lot of acquisitors. Yes, there's a lot of people interested, more than you think, actually. Um, but yes, Regina, I do. I do, but they are paid, and I have my email on the in the um, I cannot remember the word. I've got to number SM multiple times. There's a lot of like arguments and a lot of competition, to be honest. It's going to be a bit tough, actually. It's going to be a bit tough because there's a lot of ego here. There's a lot of ego, and I think that these opportunities could be good, actually. But I think that there's resistance from Hive, from Hive. I don't know. Karma, Karma. Somewhere I'm going to finish this Zoom, but in the beginning of me pulling the cards, I pull a card for you. So if you want to rewind it later when it's polished, you can, because I pull a card for you. Um, I think that there's something about SM that they don't want to, actually. You know, there's a lot of resistance. Like, and I think that this is why everyone is rushing to actually get it. And they are like, oh no, I don't know if I would think about it because I don't know if I'm sure. And there are like also a lot of people that are interested, and I don't know. I think that it's going to take a while. it's going to take a while because there's a resistance to actually being acquired. You know, there's a resistance. There's something about them actually not wanting to be acquired, you know. But at the same time, they know that they have to make a decision. Yeah, there's something about them, like, there's something about pride here, you know, about pride. About like you are not good enough, I don't like it. You know, there's always like something, there's always disagreement, you know, there's always like something that I don't like it, or I'm not sure, or yes, this is great, but I don't know, or maybe they say yes to someone and then they change their mind. And also the people in SM, the people that could be affected somehow are also pushing. You know, they're also like delaying the process of making a decision. So I think that this could actually, like, you know, like be a bit problematic because you know, the parts that are interested are also going to get a bit like aggressive, you know, like, okay, come on, like, how much do you want? Like, do you want more? You know, like they are going to start also to taking it personal. So I think that as SM, if they have to sell it, or if they have to make up their mind, you know, because otherwise they're going to, you know, all these people are going to team up to actually, like, you know, make them fall somehow. I think that this is what it looked like, a friendly collaboration or offer in the beginning, is starting to look a bit like a competition and like something very violent, you know. If I absorb SM, it would be a disaster. Cause I bet you they will. I don't know. I can pull a card about how Hype use SM. Are you sure they are not offering something? Are you sure Hype is not offering? There's an offer here. And it's very generous. There's an offer here. Actually, they want it. They want SM. But there's not about money, actually, to be honest. It's not about money, because I pulled this card, if you know, asking how does Hype feels about SM. And there's this sense of really, like, there's an emotional attachment here. There's like an emotional, very romantic kind of, this is how they feel about SM. Emotional, exactly. There's an emotional connection here. So I don't, like you say, yeah, but you know what I think? I think that it's because of SM trajectory, of what SM represents. You know, I think that they do have like a huge respect for SM. So if they would buy it, or if they had the chance, it would actually be to pay honors to SM and their artists, of course. So I don't think it's about ruining, you know, I don't think that if they took SM, it wouldn't be to ruin it. But you know, I'm reading cards, like I'm no expert, I don't know the history between them, but what I can tell you is that Hive, or the people that has the possibility to think about SM, they would be very friendly in their They will be very open to hear different, like, it's not like them actually being dominant and taking over and being like, okay, this is ours, get out. No, it would be more like a gentle approach and a very emotional one, very, very like they hunting down SMs and they're able to. I don't know, but it's just that a hive. Hive is ruled by a lot of people, so maybe there are people in there that actually have connections with SM, and actually that probably their experience with SM has been good. Mm. But maybe because I was asking actually how they feel about SM. Maybe this is like, I don't think it's about, because like you said, if Hive has been turned down already, probably is the opportunity of a collaboration, an opportunity to work artist with artist. There's an offer. Hive has an offer for SM, but it could be between members, between groups. There's like a cute history here, actually. There's nothing like me here is in Hive now. She wants SM creative. Yes, and this card, this card, it's also about being diplomatic and also about creative. This is about like, this is not about money. This is about them actually reaching out to SM to ask to join creative forces to create good music, to create music. Because if this was like something that has to do with money or ambition, this would be pentacles or other cards. But this card is very emotional, so definitely there's something about the artistic aspect of them possibly working together on something, or their artists like meshing with each other. Mm. No, but I think that maybe this is how Hive views SM. So there's a level of loving what SM represents. Like there's a level of respect here. There's a level of respect. There's a level of respect. Here there's no like no, there's an emotional connection. So maybe is it possible there are people married each other in this, within this company? Husband and wife, something like that? Like, oh, my husband works there, and my wife works there. Hmm. Yes, but they don't want to dominate them. They have no desire of. So maybe this is like you mentioned, guys. Like you mentioned, guys. I think that if they were turned down, I don't think they are going to offer anymore. I mean, if they already declined them, of course. But what I'm saying is, Hive has this for SM. So maybe they are not that rivals as you think. Because there's a sense of acceptance, of openness. Like whenever you need me, I come to save you if I can. So there are people that are connected in there. Whether they work together, they plan something together, they exchange advices, something is there. There's a connection in here. Mm. There's a connection in here. and there's like, there's no resentment, there's no competition, because this is not a card about competition. This is more like, if you need me, I will come and save you. So I don't know, guys, because about the acquirement thing. We got the Five of Wands. So the Five of Wands, I told you, is a card about competitiveness, about a conflict, about things getting heated as the time passes, because everyone is getting heated, because it's like, come on, make your mind. What are you going to do? Are you going to accept our offer, or are you going to accept the other's offer? But make your mind, make a decision. So somehow there's a conflict here, and somehow here is Hive's energy. Hive is not part of the conflict. Actually, Hive could be a potential savior. This is what I'm saying. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe this card is showing me something that, like I mentioned, I think that it has nothing to do with money. There's something else there. There's something else. Did you know about politicians working in Hive? There is one that been causing issues for SM's Changwon project, since he is the mayor of Changwon. Oh. Yeah, it's confusing. It's confusing. Yeah. I don't know what to tell you guys. That's what I see. That's what I see. I don't know. It's just that I think that, like I mentioned, Hive, it's formed with a lot of people. It's formed with a lot of people. So you do have the ones that are very like wolves, that they will attack if they have to. But there are others that are more emotional and that have a bit more of dignity, Yes, there's a lot of there's a lot of people in there, like, and this is what is important, that it doesn't matter how much strategic people or managers they have. It seems like the person in power, like the most influential ones of Hive, they are guided by their emotions. So somehow they will always choose by their emotions, and they can actually always like choose relationships over rivalry, like something like that. But yes, you do have like a part of them that are very like, they want the money. But you also have one side that is a bit more like, no, here we respect boundaries, or here we respect people, something like that. Has been expanding, so both a lot of people are involved in that. Yes, so it seems. Okay, guys, I'm going to go because I have to cook lunch, and also I have to celebrate Workers' Day, Labor Day. So happy Workers' Day or Labor Day, I don't know how you call it. So you also enjoy your day. Thank you so much for being here, for connecting again when I disconnected. But oh well, I'm going to go and eat because I have a headache. I swear, guys. I don't know if maybe the topics that we touched were a bit draining, but I'm feeling like a bit like with a headache. But thank you guys for being here. Bye.